I was honestly not gonna play the new update. I was tired of the game due to the lack of content and all my saves corrupting, which has been pretty demoralizing if I'm being honest. But I decided to hop on anyways to see the new community maps. I tried one, and I was amazed at how good it was. At some points I've forgotten that I was even playing a community map. It made me think what this could hold for the future of Dying Light 2. If I pulled a Fortnite and incentivized map creation, it could make a content drought disappear. So with glee in my eyes, I downloaded the next map, and it was an absolute piece of shit. I was so bored and was looking for anything to do, but nothing. So I did the next sanest thing, and played every single map available. Why the fuck did I do this? Also, for whatever reason, there's like animations, but things that you interact with in the world sometimes don't move, and it kind of just breaks some of the games. There will be no objective ranking system I will use for any of these maps, because you know, if a map is objectively good, it doesn't mean that it's actually fun. Take a show you've been recommended a million times and been assured it's the best thing you'll ever watch ever. So you pull up Netflix after not using it for around 5 months and wasting your money to finally watch this critically acclaimed show. But in the first 15 minutes, you're so fucking bored. The world building is deep and everything, but you just don't care. It's not appealing to you. So you drop it. And that's fine, because people have different tastes. Wait, where was I going with this? All I wanted to say is that if you think there's another map, which is better than any of the other maps I have displayed here, don't worry. I'm not saying that any other map that isn't on this tier list. This is not a tier list. What the fuck am I talking about? What I'm saying is that if your favorite map isn't on this list, don't feel offended, because I'm not saying that every single map that isn't on this tier list. I keep fucking I'm trying to say that you shouldn't get offended if I don't put your favorite map in this list. I think there's a few maps that actually were contenders for like the last spots. But I didn't want to include them because I felt like it didn't really feel the vibe I was looking for. Also, for some reason, some maps aren't even letting me download them and some of them just don't work. Thank you, Techland. Very cool. So I won't be putting them in. The last airdrop. In the number 5 spot, we have Run Boy Run, a reference to the first game's soundtrack, and the name fits perfectly. It reminded me why I love Dying Light to begin with. There's so much parkour with different terrains and different obstacles. A sense of satisfaction is felt when completing it flawlessly due to the dynamic placing of monkey bars, barriers, and other ledges. This map is a work in progress, so I'm excited to see more from it. In number 4, we have Overgrown, The Cure, a map which utilizes its setting to create a parkour environment. With the map having a story with 2 endings and usage of Aiden's volatile mode, it's easy to see why I put it in such a spot. But there are a few issues. Cutscenes tend to be scuffed, and it's sometimes a little bit goofy looking. The story is also a little bit fetch questy. Maybe if we had to talk to people or convince them to hand over quest-related items, the experience might feel more natural. I love the Overgrown aesthetic, and even though this isn't really an issue, it'd be nice if we got side quests to have a reason to explore the map. The map left off on a cliffhanger, so I'm expecting greatness. In number 3, we have Cascadia, the fortified city. With its neon lights and its futuristic/cyberpunk aesthetic, this game had me hooked, even though it didn't really feel like a Dying Light game. There are ways to make money as it is directly correlated to the story. There's also a pizzeria where you can deliver pizza and then threaten the guy you gave the pizza to give you a tip. America. But there isn't much to do. I recommend adding different side quests that allow you to earn money, as there seems to be a lot of establishments and struggling people that need help. But I almost didn't put it on the list because I was so frustrated due to each death putting you in the forever box, and therefore you have to restart all the way from the beginning. Not to mention that it's pretty easy to die since the enemies are really goddamn tanky. I see that there's a lot of potential in this map, and if executed correctly, it could become one of the best maps that are offered. Also, I found a switch. I don't know what it does. If anyone finds out what it does, please comment below. In number 2, we have Road to the Outside, the map which started this whole video. It's a continuation of Dying Light 2's Night Runner ending, and it is 100% story driven with a dark twist that leaves you wanting for more. Luckily for us, it's a work in progress, so we'll be expecting more. One of my few issues is that for some reason, Aiden is so much weaker in the first half than he is in the second. Another issue I faced was that volatiles blocked the way I was supposed to go a lot of the time, and the UV bars and flashlight didn't suffice. I also got lost a lot, but I'm not sure if that was game design or not, or maybe I'm just bad. I wholeheartedly recommend this though. And number 1, the most fun and surprisingly underrated game in the catalog, we have The Secrets of Lionheart Penitentiary. If you're looking for fights, this is the map for you. With 3 different classes that entirely change gameplay and how you can choose to progress with different paths, including a healthy amount of adrenaline rushes and scares, and a little story as a dessert, you can come out of this map satisfied and content with what you just played. And I can't recommend this map enough. Are there any gems that I missed? If so, drop that recommendation in the comments. Some of you who know who I am may be wondering where I was, and I really don't have an excuse other than school, but I'm back. I might do some Fallout 76 content since I'm kind of missing it now, but surprisingly, YouTube hasn't copyrighted my last video. That's out of the norm. Subscribe?